Here we go.
Let's get the party started.
Here's to season 2.
Season 2.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2 on Rewired Radio. I'm your host, DJ Drew.
And I'm Koral, your favorite event planner.
And we are super excited to announce that we just launched season 2 of our podcast right here on Rewired Radio. And we're just getting this party started. And if you missed out on season 1, here's a quick recap.
Yes.
And that was so much fun.
So fun. We look
love
so
it.
happy and excited.
Totally.
Well, I definitely was.
I was too. I loved
Yeah.
every single episode. I loved every guest that we had on. I mean, every one of them was so unique in a different way.
Totally. We had wedding planners. We had a photographer.
We had a love coach.
The love coach. Oh
I mean,
my
I
gosh.
really learned something new from every single one of them.
Totally. Me too. Especially being a bride and getting married in a couple months. Like, I learned so much that I didn't know before. It was super insightful.
Yeah, I learned something from every single one of them. And I feel like as every episode goes on, we're going to have different guests, learn something new from every single one of them. It was nothing but good vibes, good laughs, just
Yeah.
all around cool people. And I can't wait to have some new guests on the show.
Totally. Me too. What kind of guests are you thinking?
Well, we'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, totally.
So you're planning a wedding this summer.
I am.
Tell me a little bit about what you got going on, what you have planned.
Oh.
Is it all coming together?
It's all coming together, and I seriously cannot believe it's almost here.
July, right?
It's July. Yeah. We're almost there, but you know, my planning is good. I feel less stressed now, which kind of makes me a little bit nervous, like I'm missing something, but that's okay. I have all of these helpful professionals on the show to kind of give me some tips and tricks
True.
that I am honestly like writing down because I didn't even know half the things that I'm learning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to incorporate all of this with my own wedding. So yeah, I'm getting married in July. I'm so excited. It's in Huntington Beach, California. And
The Bay Club, right?
The Bay Club. I'm just ready to party and drink some champagne.
Cheers to that.
I know, right? Cheers
you.
to that.
Can't wait to see how it turns out.
I'm so excited.
And you know what's interesting too? We had some cool guests, photographers, wedding planners, love coaches. We talked about them, got to know their story a little bit. And you know what's interesting? We didn't really get to talk much about ourselves.
You're so right.
Yeah, we didn't really get to talk much about ourselves. Like, people know that you're a wedding planner.
Right.
They know I'm a wedding DJ, but they don't really know our story and our background.
That's so true.
We're both in the wedding industry. I love this industry so much, and I met some great people here. And so far, you know, meeting you has been one of the best relationships that I've ever formed in this business. I truly love it. But for those that out there that don't know, you know, you're a wedding planner, you're a content creator, and tell us a little bit about how you got your start in this industry.
Totally. Yeah. So first of all, I love the industry and I love working with you as well. I love being a wedding planner and an event planner. It's just, you get so many connections and just so many opportunities and it's amazing. But you wouldn't believe this, actually went to school to be a veterinarian, which is completely different than what I'm doing
That's
right
totally
now.
opposite.
Yeah, which I still love animals to this day, but I went to University of Arizona, studied animal science. I did have like a double minor in business and communications, thank goodness, because now I'm incorporating that with my business right now. But once I graduated, I did all these years studying animals, went into the industry, realized I could be more creative and I wanted to do more than just work with animals. So I put my foot into the door with weddings, fell in love, my first wedding I ever worked. And I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And I made it happen. And I'm just so excited to see kind of what the future holds for me. And I don't look back on my decision switching careers.
There's no reason to ever look back.
No. But if you ever have animal questions, you know, I'm here for you. If you ever
I
have
might.
dog issues.
I might. But that's cool. So you got your start in the wedding industry. You wanted to do something and be a little more creative.
Yeah, a little bit more creative. And the wedding industry kind of gives you that, you know, because every wedding's a little bit different, as you know, as a
Yeah,
DJ. You
Absolutely.
have different playlists, you know, you have different vibes for every bride and groom that you have. Same when we plan a wedding. Some want the modern, minimal wedding. Some want boho, the very neutral colors, which is great. Moody. Remember when we had the wedding planner? She was very unique and
Very
had the
moody
moody. So you have it all. So it's like you're going into work every day with something different, but you're still doing the same thing. And I love that.
I agree. Every wedding is different. I think that's what makes it unique.
Yeah.
It makes our industry unique as a whole.
Right.
But as a wedding planner, I got to say, it's not an easy job.
It's not.
You have a lot of moving parts as a wedding planner. It's very time consuming. So what inspires you to do it? What do you love most about it? What gives you a passion to keep doing this?
Yeah. So it's going to sound cheesy, but I love. And as we know, we've talked about it on the show, wedding planning is stressful. We've all brought up that topic and we've said planning a wedding is not easy. It costs a lot of money, but being on the other side, planning the wedding, having no nights of sleep, as you know, probably yourself, you've probably had a couple nights where you didn't sleep.
Had a few of those nights.
It's fine. But when you're on the day and you just take a look at the bride and groom and you just see them so happy and so in love, that makes me happy. It's like, okay, I did my job and now I'm going to let them enjoy.
Yeah.
So to me, the stress is worth it once you're on the day of and you just kind of see the overall finished product.
Yeah. How it turns out.
How it turns out. So the stress is kind of worth it to me.
Totally. Yeah. It takes months of planning, even years of planning.
Yeah.
And then to finally see it come into fruition, everything come to life, basically your vision come to life, and how it all plays out at the very end.
Totally.
It's got to be rewarding.
So rewarding. Yeah.
So did you ever envision yourself as a wedding planner? Was that something you ever thought about doing? I know you mentioned you're in the animal industry, helping animals, but did you ever envision yourself as a wedding planner?
That's a hard question because yes and no. Like when I was little, I planned all of my birthday parties. I decorated. I planned my friends' birthday parties, my parents' birthday parties, and it was so fun. But I, at the time, didn't think that was a job. Like I just thought you kind of did it on the side. But then when I grew up and realized, no, people are making great money in this industry and just executing these amazing events, I was like, I want to do that. Like that's going to be me one day. But I still wanted to be secure and still was like, okay, I'll be a vet. I'll just do this. Like this is what I started doing when I was 14. I'm going to finish it. And maybe when I'm older, I can be a wedding planner. I kind of switched that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what makes me happy now. I'm going to be a wedding planner now. And maybe when I'm an old lady, I can be a vet on the side and plan weddings,
Yeah,
but
why not? You can do both.
Yeah. So when I was little, I definitely didn't grow up being like, I'm going to be the best wedding planner ever. But now that I'm older, I'm going to be the best wedding planner ever.
There you go.
Yeah. So
it's a very fun industry to be in.
Totally.
And for those that don't know, actually, Koral is also a content creator. She's a great event planner, but she's also a content creator. And you've recently started your own content. You've also been releasing your own content as a wedding blogger.
I have.
Right? And as a content creator, can you tell us about that?
Sure. So I could probably talk for an hour about this, but I won't because we don't have enough champagne for that. But so I just released my own brand, Koral and Co. So I'm so excited for that. It just launched the beginning of March. So it's still brand new, but basically I've been a content creator now for 2.5 years and showing fashion, beauty, lifestyle, all this fun stuff to my followers. And it's been a great experience. But when I did get engaged, I kind of stepped back and was like, okay, now I'm being more into the wedding industry. I'm being more involved. For content creation, I want to kind of connect that and I want to bring that into my work right now and do something that I love to do. So I did niche, however you say it, down to just weddings. So I created Koral & Co. just strictly as a wedding blog to kind of help brides that are planning a wedding or people in the industry right now that are kind of maybe stuck on a few things or just need advice. Because I know personally for me, looking at Instagram and TikTok and all these things, I'm learning stuff I didn't even know existed, just like little tips that you don't even know. And so my plan was if I create my own blog, I can have all this information in one spot. Just like a helpful resource because I know not everyone can afford very expensive wedding planners and they're kind of doing planning on their own. So I wanted to be there to help. Also sell templates. So these wedding templates will help you kind of keep organized and keep everything in one place. So your timeline, your checklist, if you have a photo shot list that you give your photographer, I sell it all. So I'm excited.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you make the process easier.
I hope I make it easier by kind of giving my personality as well by making cute TikToks and then also the business side by, selling the templates on Etsy and my website. But I'm excited to see where it goes.
Nice.
You know?
Well, check that out, folks. Koral and
Koral
Co.
and Co.
Yeah, make your wedding planning a simple process.
A simple
You
process.
know, it's already stressful as it is, so make it
Totally.
as simple and easy as possible.
You know?
Coral Co. Check that out.
I
That's
know.
awesome. I'm so happy for you, and I
Well,
hope your
thank
blog takes
you.
off.
Thank you so much. Enough about me. You got me blushing this whole time. Let's talk about you. Let's
talk about me.
interview you for a second. We met actually at the Ritz-Carlton last year.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't too long ago, but I saw you DJing. You had like the awesome white setup, which I knew like that stood out to me. I was like, that's really, really sleek. And I like that. Your music choices were fantastic, I do have to say.
Thank you.
The party was going, definitely with you there. But I'm curious, just kind of how you started as a DJ. Like, did you always picture yourself doing this?
So it's funny. My background is actually in audio visual. So I started off working for one of the biggest companies actually in the world at one of the nicest resorts in Southern
Ooh.
California. And I just basically learned the trades of, audio, lighting, video, you name it. We would do extravagant events, extravagant. And I saw some of the most beautiful weddings I've ever seen in my life
Oh,
while
I'm
working
sure.
there.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, people would just spend over the top money, silly money, just on things like the groom would come in on a horse during the ceremony, or an elephant. Even one time I remember there was a 4th of July wedding where the groom came in on a helicopter pad
Oh my gosh.
for the
You know
ceremony.
what? I do believe you though, because I've seen a camel
You seen
as
a camel?
grand entrance. So people will spend crazy money, and I'm
It's
sure you saw it
ridiculous.
all the time working.
It's ridiculous, but it's part of their culture.
Yeah.
It's also part of their culture,
Yeah.
and they want to make it unique. They want people to say, "I've never seen that before,"
True.
and I think that's what I gravitated towards. I just love weddings and how everyone brings something different.
Yeah.
So I wanted to venture off and start my own business. And I was really, really good at audio. That's my main background. So I called my company Sound for Ceremony because I wanted to do audio for ceremonies.
Wait, that's awesome. I had no idea why you called it that.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sound
so cute.
for Ceremony because I wanted to basically be the sound guy for weddings. But the problem was anytime I would go to some networking events or talk to some event planners like yourself, I let them know, hey, I do audio visual, I do sound, I do lighting. And to them, it was just like, well, the DJ does all that.
Right.
So in their mind, the DJ is the audiovisual guy. So I heard that enough times to where it was just like, all right, you know what? If you can't beat them, just join them. Right? Like the old saying goes, if you can't beat them, join them. So a friend of mine actually, who's also a vendor, a friender as we call them in our industry, she suggested to me, she said, you know what? Do the DJ thing. I think it's going to open up a lot more doors for you. So I already had the audiovisual side down. Now I just had to learn the craft of being a DJ, which just came naturally because I've always been so influenced by music from a young age, playing guitar, playing drums, producing, recording, mixing. Like I had all that background under my belt. So it just came naturally becoming a DJ,
Right.
I took courses. I found a mentor who I actually met at the same resort I worked at. And he showed me more of the MC side of becoming a DJ because the MC side is so crucial just as much as it is mixing, and DJing. You got to know how to command a room. You got to know how to present yourself, So the MC aspect is so important. I think that's one thing that really lacks.
Yeah. Which, not to interrupt, but you are so good on our mic right here.
Thank you.
I'm like, I want to be the same.
Yeah. So, you kind of had to take control of the mic, take control of the room. And, just learning all that in the process. And then I just ventured off. And rather than present myself as Sound for Ceremony, an audiovisual company, it was Sound for Ceremony as a DJ and audiovisual company.
Totally.
And lo and behold, that just opened up so many doors for me. People started to recognize me as, okay, he does sound, he does lighting, he does video, he can do draping. Like it just all kind of fit in together.
I love that. I love that you just took something that you're used to doing, but learn more and created this whole business out of it. And now you basically do it all. And like you said, it opened up all of these doors.
Totally.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know. You know what? Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I
To our
do.
success.
I know, right? I do want to know, like, what's the most gratifying part about being a wedding DJ? Like, I know you did like the visual and audio before, which is kind of more behind the scenes, almost.
Yeah.
But now you're on the mic.
Right.
You're basically the center of the dance floor.
Right.
So
yeah,
like,
you're kind of in control of the whole party.
do you like that more? Or do you kind of wish you were still audio? You know what I mean? Like it could go
Totally.
both ways.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, you know,
Yeah.
because as a DJ, it's kind of on you. It's your responsibility to basically, you know, get the party popping,
Right.
right? If it falls or if it fails, then it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that responsibility that falls on your shoulder. Whereas, you know, when you're just doing audiovisual, you're more behind the scenes. There's not as much responsibility, except just to make sure everything works. So
Yeah.
I definitely like both. You know, I love
Yeah.
being, I wouldn't say the center of the party, but the guy who brings the party, you know, because
The guy who brings the party.
Yeah, I bring the party, you know, like
Yes.
I'm there to bring the party. When people show up, I'm there to bring the party and I
Yes.
feed off of their energy.
Oh,
I feed
love
off of that, you
that.
know, when people are dancing on the dance floor, when you know you just drop that banger and everybody goes, "Oh," and you get a reaction out of them. You know, I feed off of that. I just get an adrenaline rush off of that. I get a natural high off of that. I feed off of
Yes.
it. So I love that aspect of it because I'm truly in the moment. I'm just aware of everything going on around me. So I love that aspect of it.
Oh.
The most gratifying thing I would say is,
Yeah, if you were to like sum it up, you know?
honestly, I know most DJs will probably say, I love seeing people dancing,
Yeah.
turning up, and having a party. For me, it's at the end of the night when the party's over and the bride is sitting down and her feet are up on the chair, her shoes are off, and her feet are sore from dancing all night, and she can't walk anymore because she's been dancing. I love that
That's
beautiful
when you
pain
know
and
you
agony.
did a good job.
That's how you know you did your job.
When the bride's shoes are off,
Yes.
she throws them, she's
Yep.
done.
She's like, I'm done. I'm not even walking.
Her feet are literally up on the sweetheart table. She's
Totally.
like, I'm exhausted. Oh, wait, I love that. I've never kind of put it into that perspective of
If her
seeing it
feet aren't-
after.
If her feet aren't up on the chair, you haven't done your job.
You haven't done your job.
No.
Wait, I
So,
love that.
I love that. I love seeing a bride just tired, exhausted, has danced her ass off at the end of the night and just had a blast, had the time of her life.
Well, I mean, you're a good DJ, so you probably do see that often.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. She's like, I do.
Yeah.
So overall, do you have like a favorite wedding that you've ever DJ'd at? I know that's like a hard question because if you were to ask me as like a wedding planner, I'd be like, there's so many good ones, but is there one for you that you just remember in particular that you just loved?
You know, there's quite a few, but I would honestly have to say, I think the one you and I worked at the Ritz,
Just because I was there.
because you were there. That's part of it. That's a small part of it.
Oh, yeah, that was a really fun one
But
though.
that was such a fun wedding and it was different as well. And I think what I love more about it is, you know, besides being at the Ritz-Carlton, which is beautiful, we wasted no time getting the party started.
Totally.
Like, as soon as they made their grand entrance, we got everybody on the dance floor. We were partying, we were dancing. Everything about it was just amazing.
So fun.
They even had 2 cakes that day. I actually got to try them both
Did
out.
you try them? You're
Yeah.
so lucky I did not get to try them.
I tried both cakes. They told me you have to try both cakes. They were the most delicious cakes I've ever tried.
Bride and
in my
groom were
life.
so fun.
Totally. And to have that,
Aw.
you know, and they were such a sweet couple.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but they actually invited me into their home prior to the wedding. They invited me to dinner. I got to know them. And things like that just inspire me even more to bring it when the time comes. When the wedding comes, I just want to
Yeah.
bring it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it was an amazing wedding.
I love this. I love just learning about you, just kind of outside of the podcast world, you know, and hopefully our viewers kind of know more about our lives and just how into this industry we are. And just like talking with other professionals just about experiences, like the tips and tricks that they've given us, just cracking some jokes,
Totally.
me laughing,
Champagne.
champagne. It's just overall such a good experience.
Totally.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
been a really fun time. And I'm just ready to see season 2.
Me too. I think we're going to have some amazing guests on the show. I know we're going to have some amazing
I
guests
know
on the
it.
show.
Yes.
And, you know, we want to bring something new to our audience. We want to make you guys, you know, learn something out of this because we're doing it for you at the end of the day. You know, whether you're
Yeah.
planning a wedding or you're someone in this event industry, we're bringing this for you guys to learn something, get something out of it. And that's what we love at the end of the day. We do it for you guys.
Yeah. So please, like, let us know if you want a special speaker or anything. Like, leave us a comment, message us.
Yeah,
Like, we're
hit
here.
us up. We want to know what you guys want to see, whether it's
Yeah.
another event planner, whether you want more photography, videography, a DJ.
DJ.
Hell
We
yeah.
need a
I mean,
DJ.
I'm here to
Just
provide.
wait.
We're here to provide all that for you guys. So I'm super excited for season 2.
You know what? To season 2.
To season 2.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready. Cheers until
Cheers.
next time.
Until next time, guys.